Welcome back. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post, where we are pleased to be joined by the head coach of Purdue Fort Wayne, Mr. John Coffman. How's it going?
It's good. I appreciate you having me on, Casey. Looking forward to a new season and having some fans in the stands this year.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Obviously, you have a lot of momentum coming in. I know last year was last year, but going into this season, what has workouts been like? What is this team like?
We've had a tremendous spring and summer, and really feel like we are to, through our different protocols, take off the masks and work out and do connection activities with our group and our life skills and leadership program this summer, and really like where our locker room is right now. I feel like we returned a lot of vital pieces from last year. I felt like at the end of the year we were playing our best basketball. We turned it on with about 3 weeks left when I said, hey, it's time, pandemic or no pandemic, it's league tournament. This has been a goal of ours, be playing our best basketball at the end of the year. And, we win a game at Green Bay in triple overtime, then go to Cleveland State and, played those guys a lot of times, I had a win against them coming down the stretch at our place, and then go there and have another. I guess that was our triple overtime game, not the Green Bay game. But had really good basketball down the stretch. But then we were the only team in the country that shot 50% from the floor, 40% from three. We're number 4 in the country in 3-point shooting, number 4 in the country in field goal percentage, and that's always translated into winning years, into 20+ win seasons, and being at the top of our league. And so, unfortunately, without the practice and the things that went along with funky pandemic basketball, it didn't work out that way. But, love that group, have those guys coming back, and really feel like we added some nice pieces to our roster as well.
You look at the roster that you have this year. Talk about some of the top returners coming back for you guys, and what are we going to expect out of you guys?
Well, let's talk on the perimeter. Jared Godfrey coming back. The fact that we're going to get Jared back for 2 more years. That's when you really think, okay, that added year, man, you won that COVID year. Well, you get Jared back, and he's got another 2 years. Was an all-league player for us last year, and we're going to be able to take him off the ball a little bit more, maybe even shrink his minutes, which I think will help him, with his assist to turnover ratio as well as his defense, because we added some guards, have some more experience. But, really excited about Jared coming back. And then, Deontay Billups, he's healthy. His body looks great. He was, just had a ton of challenges last year. He was quarantined 60+ days last year, came out of 2 of them and had injuries, but his body is healthy, looks great. He raised his efficiency last year, but his rebounding numbers had dropped a little bit, and his assist numbers had dropped in that attack, and feel like he's back with that. And, his shooting obviously went up last year on both the 2-point and 3-point, and he's shooting the ball at a high level right now. So excited about that. Obviously, Bobby Planutis, who started at the 4 for us last year, shot in the upper 40s from 3. Just has been tremendous, 2 summers in a row now. He's just absolutely dominated being a gym rat. He's in there early, he's in there late. He just lives in the gym and just creates, a great culture with our guys. And then, Jalen Pipkins anticipated when we signed him just to get 1 year out of him. And he's going to get 2 years for us. This is the first time in his career he's had an off season where he's come back same program. And, he's been another, unbelievable gym rat. He and Bobby, if you walk through the gym any given time, you got a great shot that they're going to be in there. And he was one of the top 30 most efficient players in the country last year. Really proud of his growth last year. When he was his last year at Loyola, he shot, I think, 39% from the field, 29% from 3. Well, he shot, I think it was 57% from the floor for us, and like 47 from 3. And just, got to rebound more. That's his next growth spot for us. But loved how he's able to create for others and really be efficient scorer in the basketball. And then you have Jarvis Walker, who was a freshman for us last year. He's got he's got an upperclassman body. I think, the game slowed to him. He's really, really worked on his shot. I mean, he shot 40% from three last year, but had low volume. And I think he's not just a driver. He's going to be able to, really, really shoot it. So those returners I'm super excited about. And then, you got Rob Petty, who's going to, we got to expect more out of him on the perimeter. I mean, in the post. With the departure of Dylan Carl. And then obviously you're going to have behind him Cam Benford, who's played a lot of minutes for us. 3 years ago, he's 22nd best rebounder per minute in the country. We got to get him back in shape to that level. And that's our goal there. And then, Johnny didn't play a ton for us, but in that final game at Cleveland State, found himself getting a ton of minutes, played 20 plus minutes in that game, and his future is going to be really bright in the post for us as well.
Yeah, when you look at the Horizon League this year, I've gotten a chance. I talked to Greg Campy, talked to Mike Davis. Of course, a lot of what I've been hearing from the coaches I've talked to is that this conference is the most wide open it's been in a long time. Does it seem like that?
Honestly, I think it's going to be very talented. I'm really excited about my team, but I don't know where that puts. I mean, I feel like, this team in past years in the Summit League would be in the top 2 or 3 teams that we've had. But I don't know what that's going to translate this year. I think there's a lot of people, that feel like they won the pandemic recruiting. They brought in some older bodies. They got some guys back. I mean, I just know what I got, and I'm really excited about starting practice next week. And I've enjoyed the summer and just been a really, really positive experience this offseason with our group.
Yeah, for sure. When you look at the Horizon League, what are some teams that you're kind of looking at, and what are some things that you're looking forward to as we get the season started?
Well, I told my son, Tommy, I said, you better get in the gym, son, because it seems like to be at the top of our league, your son's got to be able to, to score 25 plus. And we got 2 really good sons in our league with Mike Davis's son and now at Milwaukee, with Coach Baldwin's. I mean, those guys are obviously on the radar, because of what they're returning. And then you look at Oakland. I mean, I'm sure you just talked to Greg, about Jalen Moore and his crew. And that's a talented group. Wright State and Northern Kentucky have been at the top of this league, as I've, watched it. We didn't get to play Wright State last year. And Northern Kentucky was early in the season. But those guys are going to be, talented groups. And, I'm excited about, getting our rivalry back with IUPUI. We didn't get to play those guys last year either. So that's going to be exciting for us from that regard. But, it's been a long time in coming to be in the Horizon League. The rivalries, playing past teams, from Oakland to IUPUI, who used to be in our league. Obviously, you got Wright State, who's maybe the closest. I think they're the closest team to us. And we got a great rivalry going back to when Coach Nagy was at South Dakota State and we played those guys. So I'm just really looking forward to the league. And I think for us being in Indiana, the brand of the Horizon League is very powerful. Butler made 2 Final Fours out of the league. Valpo's had some great runs. It reunites us with IUPUI with that rivalry. So just, another year in the Horizon League with a really talented bunch. I couldn't be more excited.
Going back to your team for a second, if we could get better in one certain area, what do you think that needs to be as we enter into the season?
Taking care of the basketball. We turned it over too much. We were super efficient shooting the basketball, but we've historically been, top 25, top 35 in 10 to 15 different offensive categories. And it's always helped to be really good with the basketball. I mean, we've been in that 10-11 turnover ratio, even though we play at a high pace with a lot of possessions. And we were not there last year. Some of that was due to lack of preseason. We played 1 non-conference game. We came right out of quarantine into the first game and then right back into it for another month. Some of this lack of summer, we want to play fast, and you got to practice to do that. But excuses aside, we got to take care of the basketball better. And then, we're going to play 4 guards a lot. 4 perimeter type players. And sometimes that, you can't be out physical. And so being able to rebound the basketball and figure that out, and get stops, rebound the ball, that's going to be critical to us. So those would probably be our 2 primary areas of focus. And then, gaining a chemistry. I feel like we got a deep roster this year. I mean, we added some really good prospects. I mean, obviously look at Damian Chankui. I mean, he's not just a prospect. I mean, he took, Mount St. Mary's to the tournament last year. Is arguably the best player in the Northeast Conference, averaging 15, 5, and 4. And we're gonna be able to take Jared off the ball with Damian out there, but with him, I mean, we got to jive. There's got to be good chemistry, and so getting some good basketball in the non-conference is going to be critical to us. RJ Ogum, who's kind of a 5'4" for us, 4'5". I mean, really shoots the ball. He was one of our top recruits 2 years ago before he went to college at Charleston. Excited about that, but he's got to get some rhythm with our group out there. And then you're looking at JoJo Peterson and Redford Dunn. I mean, 2 talented freshmen. Excited about what those guys are going to be able to do for us. And then Quentin Morgan Robertson, I mean, again, played for a really good Radford team, but he's got to get some reps out there with our guys. So getting that chemistry is going to be really important too. So I don't really put that behind the assists. I'm not assists rather, but the turnovers and the rebounding, but that's probably our most important.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Pat Coffman, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and good luck this season. Let's have you on again sometime.
All right. Appreciate you having me on. All right. Take care, Casey.